Chapter 145, Shadowed Borders. Juro sat in the dark, damp cell, heavy iron chains pinning his arms and legs to the cold stone wall. The heavy wooden door creaked open, and the bandit chief stepped inside once more. His face was twisted with raw fury as he slowly paced toward Juro, his boots echoing against the floorboards. Juro said nothing, watching him through bloodshot, tired eyes. Boom! A violent shockwave suddenly rocked the entire underground complex, shaking dust and stone. Debris from the ceiling for several long seconds. The bandit chief stumbled, catching himself against a pillar as his angry expression melted into sheer shock. What the hell was that? Juro stared back at him, silent and completely clueless as to what had just caused the earth to quake. Without another word, the bandit turned on his heel and sprinted out of the prison quarters to investigate the disturbance. Meanwhile, miles away on the desolate outer perimeter, Vlad, Stefan, and a heavily bound Ryu finally reached the heavily fortified border of the Dark Kingdom. Armed sentries lined the iron-fenced perimeter, and the moment the trio stepped into the designated crossing path, a blinding, crimson light burst to life, sweeping a high-density magic beam directly across them. "What is this?" Ryu muttered under his breath, wiggling uncomfortably within his ropes. Stefan leaned down slightly, whispering over Ryu's shoulder. "It's hijacked technology from the Air Kingdom." "Huh?" Ryu blinked. "Don't misunderstand, the Air Kingdom never built this for them," Stefan murmured rapidly. "Several rogue traders stole the blueprints and core components long ago. The Air Kingdom refused to deploy it because using it violates their core morals. The beam scans your body's energy signature. If it doesn't detect the crest or mark of the Dark Kingdom, defensive mechanisms trigger instantly." Ryu's eyes widened in instant panic. "Wait, but I don't have..." "Hostages are a completely different story," Vlad interrupted silently, a faint, cynical smirk tugging at his lips. "The Dark Kingdom views humanity through a twisted lens. Taking hostages, breaking prisoners, and collecting slaves are judged as noble actions here." Ryu gritted his teeth, his voice dropping to a low hiss. "This place is absolute madness." Before Ryu could say more, a guard clad in jagged black plate armor, a full-face helmet, and the dark crest of the realm marched out from the border guardhouse. He lowered his weapon, eyeing the tied-up warrior dangling over Vlad's shoulder. "What's this, a new slave?" Vlad stepped forward, throwing his chest out. "He's a hostage. This fool had the nerve to provoke us while we were raiding outer villages in the Fire Kingdom. Here is a portion of the gold we seized." Vlad tossed a heavy leather pouch of coins to the guard, who caught it with a metallic clink. "And now we're taking him inside to punish him properly." The guard weighed the pouch in his palm, nodded, satisfied, and waved his gauntlet toward the iron gate. "All right, pass through." The heavy gates groaned open, and Vlad, Stefan, and Ryu officially crossed into the Dark Kingdom. Once they put enough distance between themselves and the gatehouse, Ryu whispered urgently, Did you really raid those villages for that gold?" Vlad scoffed lightly. "No, that gold was given to us as a reward when we helped defend a few border villages a while back. Out here, no one knows we joined the Tournament of Peace, except for King Zoran." "Who is King Zoran?" Ryu asked, tilting his head as far as his ropes allowed. "He is the king of the giants," Stefan explained softly. "Wait, then what about King Aku?" Ryu pressed. "King Aku rules the main dark central citadel," Vlad replied, adjusting Ryu's weight on his shoulder. "The giants live independently up in the northern mountain ranges. That's where we're heading first." Ryu absorbed the information, settling into silence as they pushed deeper into enemy territory. Back in the subterranean prison, Juro remained chained to the wall, listening to the fading commotion outside. As the silence settled, back into the stone corridor, a pair of distinct, measured footsteps echoed down the hallway. The cell door creaked open, and a figure stepped through the shadow. Jiro looked up, a small smirk breaking across his bruised face. Heh, kid. Fuma stood at the threshold, holding a heavy ring of key iron, but as Fuma stepped aside, a second taller figure emerged from the darkness behind him. Jiro's breath caught in his throat, his eyes going wide. Kateka-sensei. Kateka looked down at his former student with calm, steady eyes. We came to lend you a hand. Jiro.